There's this kind of life that from the outside seems like it's going fine. If someone looked at it from a distance, they'd probably say things are working the way they should. I mean, the bills are getting paid, people depend on you for things. Your calendar has plenty in it, most of it connected to things that actually matter. If someone asked how life is going, you'd likely say it's good, and that wouldn't feel dishonest at all. At the same time, there's also something else going on that's harder to explain. Here's what I mean. Your life works fine. Nothing's falling apart. Yet there's something sitting under the surface that you notice from time to time. It's not a crisis. It's more like this weight that's slowly become part of the background of your everyday life. When you look back, a lot of it began with things you were glad to take on. Opportunities, responsibilities you wanted, a career that became steady over time, relationships that grew deeper and required more from you. Maybe it was a home that needed care, people who trusted you with real things. Early on, that all felt like progress. You said yes to things because they made sense in the moment. And when something important needed to get done, your name started coming up more often. So you stepped in. And none of that felt heavy at the time. It felt good to be useful. Being the person who could be counted on had this quiet satisfaction to it. What's easy to miss is how gradually those things build. Responsibilities rarely appear all at once. They arrive a little at a time. It's a project here, a request there, another commitment that seems manageable. And then years pass, and the overall picture changed without you really noticing. You became dependable, which honestly is a good thing. A lot of important things stay steady because someone's willing to carry their part without making a big deal about it. There's something that happens alongside that, though. The more dependable you are, the more things naturally start arranging themselves around you. People begin assuming that you'll handle things well. And most of the time, you do, which then quietly confirms the expectation. No one's forcing anything on you. It's just how things happen when someone consistently shows that they can carry responsibility without dropping it or without fumbling the ball. Eventually, you may notice that most of the things you do during a normal day matter to someone. Someone's waiting on you. Someone else is relying on your follow through. The day fills with these little small points of consequence. And from the outside, that tends to look a lot like success. Inside, though, something begins to settle over time. Usually, it arrives slowly, and it feels like noticing that the structure of your life carries a lot of load now that it didn't used to. Here's what I mean. You wake up, and before anything has started, you already know there are certain things that can't be dropped today. People are counting on you. Some responsibilities belong to you whether you woke up with energy or you didn't wake up with energy. The day begins with that awareness already in place in your mind. None of this means that anything has gone wrong. In many ways, it means that things have gone right. You became capable. Life placed meaningful things in your hands. Still, there are moments when you notice how rarely things feel light anymore. It might happen late in the evening when you're sitting on the couch. Sometimes it pops up when you're driving somewhere with this, like a quiet stretch of road. And occasionally it shows up while you're finishing the last email of the night. At some point, you realize something that's a little hard to put into words. Stability doesn't always mean life feels light. You become aware that most days carry some degree of pressure, not panic. Just the steady presence of things that need attention. Something that'll matter tomorrow. Something you need to keep track of. And talking about this, for most of us, can feel strange because nothing about it sounds wrong. Most of the responsibilities in your life connect to things you care about. So your family, your work, people who matter to you. And if someone offered to remove those things from your life, there is zero chance that you would take that deal. Yet, for some reason, the weight remains on you. It shows up in smaller ways during ordinary moments. Your mind might keep turning something over even when you're technically resting. The room may be quiet while your mind continues moving through the pieces of your life. And there's no urgency there. It's not like that's an urgent thing that's happening. It's just a steady thing that happens. And sometimes you realize how unusual it is now to feel completely released from responsibility for a while. And not distracted, that's not what I mean, but actually released from responsibility. I find this happens often when I take a vacation. There's a part of me that doesn't fully relax until day 4 or day 5. And moments like that still appear from time to time. They just seem harder to find. Even when you have time off, the overall structure of your life remains in the background. The responsibilities are still there. They've just stepped back for a few hours or for a couple of days. And occasionally, someone will say something like, I don't know how you keep up with everything. And you might laugh a little bit, you might brush it off with some casual answer, but part of you knows that keeping up is exactly what it feels like most days. You're keeping things moving, keeping track of what still needs attention. You've become very, very good at that, which means people continue to trust you with more. It's just this feedback loop. Back in the ordinary flow of life, most people don't talk about this very often. It doesn't sound like a problem when you try to explain it. It sounds more like what adulthood is supposed to look like. Yet, if you pay attention, you can sometimes see small hints of it in other people. It's a pause before they answer how things are going. It's a tired smile after a long week. The small breath someone takes when they finally sit down in the evening. People who carry a lot tend to do it very quietly. They remain steady. Complaining doesn't come naturally to them. If you look closely, though, you can sometimes notice the effort that sits underneath that steadiness. It's this constant awareness of what still needs attention, like they're still scanning the room looking for something else to do, or they've got this mental list that keeps running somewhere in the background. And if any part of this sounds familiar, there can be this strange sense of relief in just recognizing it. Not recognizing it as a problem that needs fixing. Just the experience of a life that functions well and the weight that sometimes comes with carrying it.